blocking it?
Oh, yeah, but not right now.
So I gotta come from this side.
Yeah, oh yeah, so when you come in.
Yes, ready to impress. We are back live once
Live.
again on Bboy News Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Casper.
Bboy Smurf.
That's right, Smurf. I think Smurf's going to tell you about our amazing sponsor before we get started.
That's right, Showgrow. Big shout outs to Showgrow, your favorite Los Angeles medical marijuana dispensary. Check them out. They got a 2-day event today and tomorrow where they'll be having 3 grams for $20. So their Instagram is down here. Pay them a visit at Showgrow USA.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We also got a Patreon, Smurf. Go ahead, tell them
Yes,
about
we
that.
do. We have a Patreon page. If you guys like what you guys see and you guys want to help support us and prevent us from getting actual jobs, so we want to stop doing this, our Patreon page is down here. That right there. Patreon.com/Bboy News. If you guys got a PayPal, we also have a PayPal at Concrete All Stars at yahoo.com. That's right. And our Venmo, Jesse Casper Brown.
That's right. All the support, we really appreciate it. Tune in live right now. Again, we are live. If you can't watch the whole podcast, it will be on our YouTube channel later, Bboy News. And subscribe, share, like, so we can keep bringing you guys amazing content.
That's right.
Any support, whether it's $1, $15, $1,000, $1 million, we support it so we can keep doing these podcasts. That being said, let's get into it. It's a beautiful day.
Yep, it is a beautiful. What day is it today?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. Wednesday, the special day. Bboy News Live Podcast. Feel free to ask any questions. We're going to have a call line at some point within the podcast.
Yep.
But feel free to ask any comments, and we will try our best to read all of them and answer all of them. So, yeah, let's get into it. This guy, I'm so happy to have him here. Legendary B-Boy.
That's
You
right.
know him from Lords of the Floor, Break Free. Amazing B-Boy. And, yeah, let's just bring him in.
Bring him
B-Boy
in.
Moy.
Make some
Woo!
noise, y'all.
Yeah, B-Boy Moy.
What's up, fellas?
Yo, man, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
no
bro.
doubt, man. Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Hey, fella, man.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, he brought a piñata, man. What are you doing with the piñata?
Oh, it's actually a rescue.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
shit.
nice,
Okay.
nice.
I
Sick.
saw it hurting.
What
and
kind of?
Before it got beat, I chose it, and it chose me. So,
I'm happy to have you, man. Thank you once again for coming
Yeah,
on to
no
this
doubt, man.
podcast. Yeah, man. So for you guys that don't know, Bboy Moy, legendary B-boy. I mean, we grew up watching him. You know him from the Newborns. The Newborn tape.
That's right.
Check that out. From Texas, in the place to be,
Houston.
Houston. You're in Los Angeles right now. Curious, what are you doing here?
I'm actually on a workshop tour, man. Been traveling the nation, just educating young kids about like all the great things happening in the scene. And so for me, it was just something that I felt led to do. So been to about 7 cities in the past, I don't know, 8-9 days
Wow.
already.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, from like New York all the way to the West Coast. And so doing North Hollywood tonight, San Francisco tomorrow, finishing off in Seattle on Friday. So one city per day basically, and just want to educate kids, man. I think it's important that kids know all the great things happening and make sure that they know that it's being supported by the right people. I think there's
Right.
a lot of misconceptions
Right.
and assumptions about what's happening in the scene with all the Youth Olympic stuff
Yeah.
and
Right.
UDEF stuff and all that. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you look at the people behind it, like, you know, you got Crazy Legs, you
Yeah.
got Storm, you got Cross One, people that actually do stuff for the scene. So,
True.
you know, I'm for it, and so that's why I'm here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Each one teach one. I really appreciate it. I
No
really
doubt.
respect that. So you have one in Los Angeles tonight?
Yeah, I have
At
one
what time?
tonight. It's at 9:30 p.m. LA at Movement Lifestyle. It's part of the Free to Be Free workshop series that B-Boy Venom from Skill Methods does.
Okay, and that's in North Hollywood, right? Correct?
Yeah, North Hollywood.
Okay, and at 9 p.m.
9:30 p.m.
9:30
to 11:30. Yeah.
So make sure to check that out if you're in Los Angeles and North Hollywood. Definitely take his workshop because he's not going to be here all the time. So take advantage of that while he's here.
That's right. You teach kids, right? What is the age range that you get usually?
Man, at Break Free specifically, we teach kids from ages 3 on up.
Okay.
So, I mean, little toddlers to, you know, any age that wants to participate in what we're doing. But again, you know, like this community, this culture started with kids, right? I mean, it started by kids. And so for us, it's really important that we target the youth. And youth are the ones that always want to be taught.
Absolutely.
Right, and need to be taught. So for me, that's my main focus. And so even though, you know, you see us in the battles and doing adult workshops and stuff
Yeah.
like that, my main focus is the kids, man. So trying to do as much as I can for them.
That's dope. Past meets present, man. Speaking of the past, it's like I'm curious because I remember seeing the tapes when I was growing up, watching you. I like when you showed like you starting off is like with your crew and
Yeah.
like, mad youngins, how I started, you know.
Right.
And I could really I felt like a huge connection with that, knowing that you were breaking for so long and
Yeah.
at such a young age. When did you start breaking?
Yeah, I started breaking late 1995, so I've been breaking
wow.
about 22 years consistently.
95?
Yeah, 95. So
How old are you
consistently-
now?
I'll be 34 in the next couple
Right.
months.
So it's like
Yeah.
95, 96?
Yeah, it really late 95, so probably like June of 1995 actually to be exact. It was right when I was getting out of school, going into summertime, so that's how I remember it.
Man, you got to experience the 90s in a true way.
Yeah,
dope.
dude. You know, it's crazy because, you know, people kind of see me now and they see me still competing and they think that that's kind of all I'm about.
Yeah.
But man, you take all these competitions away, I'll still be breaking. You
Of
know what I
course,
mean?
you're a
And
B-boy.
I come from a place where you would go to a house party to get down, or you would sneak into a club. I mean, honestly, as bad as it sounds, I was going to clubs to get down when I was like 12, 13 years old.
I think that's one of the proper
know?
ways to learn, man. Is like
Yeah.
the club. Like I feel more free inside a club battling people I don't know than being
For
trapped
sure.
inside a jam for 12
Yeah.
hours. But
Nah, no
I
doubt.
mean, but that's crazy. 95. Even I wanted to talk about you at B-Boy Summit in '99. Have a Koro trip. That
Yeah.
was a big deal for you, right?
It was, man. That was the first time we actually got together as a crew to drive from like Texas to another state and be around some of the best in the world, people that we looked up to. So it was nerve-wracking at the same time, but also very, very inspiring, you
Yeah.
know? And the crazy thing is, you know, I see a lot of people today complain about like, oh, I didn't make top 16 or I make top 32. You know, little John and I, we did that, the 2-on-2s at B-Boy Summit and didn't even make it through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, we definitely have come a long way, but that trip was very memorable, man. I remember sitting down when Kamel and Ivan were battling.
Wow.
And I'm literally a little kid just watching them battle, you know, just
That's sick.
enjoying the moment, and got to witness a lot of battles that day, also participated in some of my own. So, definitely a memorable trip, man. Probably the most memorable that we've done, besides probably the freestyle session 1999 when we battled Style Elements first round.
But I think it's important. I think it's important to start from somewhere. I mean, when Smurf and I started battling together, we were nobodies, and we were just learning. But like, we lost mad battles,
Yeah.
But like, it's just I feel like this day and age, especially with the new generation, they want to win, and they want it now. But I think it's important to learn at clubs, house parties, to lose before you win. It really,
No doubt.
you gain something from that. An experience that I feel that B-boys. I'm not saying that not all of them know that, but I feel like they should kind of embrace that importance. How it just, let's start from the bottom. Start from the bottom, take it slow. It's not a race. This is an art form. It's a culture. It's a dance first, so it's not a race. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you have to learn to appreciate all the changes that come with breaking. Like again, when I started, okay, I understand it wasn't the 80s or it wasn't the 70s, but it was still very slow. The competitions weren't heavy like they are now. The prize money, the sponsorships didn't exist, and so I understand where I come from, but I also understand where breaking is going.
Yeah.
So there's some people that are really just stuck in one era,
Right.
but at the end of the day, breaking is universal, and it has a beginning point. And it has a point that just keeps moving forward.
Forever.
And
yeah.
it just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
And so you have to have an understanding for both.
Yeah.
And I think today there's a lot of bitterness in the community,
Right.
because they're so stuck on what they did 20 years ago,
Right.
and they're forgetting about what needs to be done today.
They're backtracking.
So
yeah.
a lot of people ask me questions. Oh, I grew up watching you Lords of the Floor or Freestyle Session 99 and all this stuff, and I'm just like, cool, man, thank you, but like, I'm still trying to be relevant today.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I need to do it. It's more of I want to do it because I love the challenge. I'm not afraid to get smoked.
Right.
Like I love battling people. It's what I do. It's what I grew up on. And for me, you have to know the best of both worlds.
Absolutely.
Have an understanding for 1975,
Yeah.
but have an understanding for 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
So that's what keeps, I think, the mind relevant in today's community.
How do you keep your body and your physical mind in shape and reinventing yourself through all these years and being able to still package your shit and come correct? Did you have to make any changes on the way you eat maybe? Or like, I follow your Instagram and you seem to be a healthy person. How do you approach that? Because I know that's a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, it's super difficult, man. And honestly, to be where I'm at today, I can easily, confidently say that I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. And it wasn't an easy road getting there because, at such a young age, I was able to accomplish so much.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I was 25, 26 years old, I'm going to be 34 now, 25, 26 years old, I felt like I didn't need to do anymore.
Right.
And so I got into a really lazy slump. I wasn't getting better. I didn't feel like I was progressing. I was actually getting slower. I was gaining weight. And, when I had my son, 28 years old, 6 months later, I started Break Free when my son was 6 months old in 2011. And that was a whole new spark for me. Because I knew that I needed to be a role model for, this new life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand that other people were being inspired by what I was doing in the Bboy community, but I needed to inspire my son. And he needed to see somebody that worked really hard at what it is that they love. And so it took a lot to change a lot of things about myself. But I started changing the way I was training. I started changing the way I was eating. I started changing the way I complained about everything,
Right.
and the way I looked at people. Because I was bitter at one point too.
Right.
It's pretty normal to feel that way because when you start seeing people progress,
You're passionate.
like, yeah, you're so passionate about what you do. It's
Yeah.
just like, I want to be there too.
Yeah.
But the only people getting there are the ones working that hard. And so I wanted to be one of the hardest workers in the game. And so it took a lot to get where I'm at, man, but it definitely changed the way I eat, changed the way I train. I think my training now, it's probably 75% more fitness-based and 25% creativity. And it's not to say that I'm kind of taking the art form away. That lives in me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's number one.
Yeah.
And so I can be sitting right here, right now, be thinking about so many different ideas and concepts for my breaking, but at the end of the day, if I'm not in shape, I'm not ever going to be able to execute those movements or
Right.
that creativity.
Yeah.
And so nowadays, you'll see a lot of battles and a lot of people getting tired too quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to be an example for that. I want to be a person that goes out there and wrecks it. And I know I'm beatable, but I'm gonna let you know that you're gonna have a
You're gonna
hard
have to
time
work
beating
for
me.
it. You're gonna have to
Exactly.
work for it.
Exactly. So I'm not out here trying to win, all these championships. I just want to showcase what I do and what I work hard for, and let you know that you're gonna have a hard time trying to get across me.
I respect that. Wise words. And I think you really are truly a role model, not just for the youth, but for us. And I think people that have been breaking around even in your time. And I think it definitely goes back to what you were saying is that, it's testing your ability and to not step back in the past but keep moving forward and to be able to take whatever's in front of you, especially the new generation. They're amazing, incredible b-boys, and to use that to the best ability to make yourself better and be like, I can do this, and if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right.
Right.
And I feel like you don't talk about it. You do, but you show it. It's
Yeah.
not all talk. You are really achieving what needs to be done with your words and what needs to be said, right? So I really respect that highly.
Thank you.
And even Break Free, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we did our tour and you brought us in at Break Free, and
Yeah.
just to see like what you built and
Yeah.
the community,
Yeah.
how everybody's involved, and that's
For sure.
really difficult in Los Angeles. I mean, I know, especially in the United States, it's difficult to everywhere. But
Yeah, for sure.
to see you and the people that you brought around you and the people that just kind of like all you guys' energy to the fact that you guys can build together like that
Yeah.
as a community and be something together within the culture is truly inspiring. And I hope that my generation and the young generation and all that can take something from that, because it's truly inspiring. And yeah, man, I love that.
I can easily say that the road to building Break Free wasn't the prettiest. We, in the process, to be very transparent, we lost a lot of friends. We lost a lot of supporters because they felt like it just, like it was only I guess for certain people, and it's not for certain people. A lot of people thought it was like a Havoc Choral thing. It was never a Havoc Choral thing. It was a community thing.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of people that kind of came in and out of Break Free, but at the end of the day, we had one goal in mind, and one goal was to create an environment for kids that can come and create and express themselves freely. That's what our culture is about, right?
Of course.
Peace, love, unity, and having fun. And so we give them that environment built for what it is that we love to do. And so for me, that's the number one goal. So regardless of what people feel or say, as long as that message is getting across, then I feel like Break Free is doing his job. Now, it wasn't the prettiest and it wasn't the easiest road to get there, but we are getting there, and we haven't had like no government funding. We haven't had it's all been, honestly, I probably funded Break Free for the first 3 years out of my pocket, and so now now it's becoming an established business, and we have students coming in, and we're able to create opportunities for other people. We're able to bring in instructors, DJ instructors, MCing instructors, graffiti art instructors, b-boy instructors. And so when a lot of people can say, oh, you know what, but Break Free is about money, but we're creating job opportunities for b-boys in the community who aren't doing anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're trying to do something on the give back side where we're sharing our experiences. I mean, that stuff is valuable.
And nobody else is doing it.
No one else is doing it.
So.
And especially with the uniqueness that Break Free brings. I mean, I understand people open up dance studios, but we're teaching all the elements.
Yeah.
That it's a hip hop center. You know what I mean? And you've been there. You've
Yeah.
seen it. You've seen everything that we have.
I love it.
Yeah. And so doing that, and along with other partnerships that we're trying to kind of bring onto Break Free, that's creating more opportunities for people. So I'm all about sharing whatever resources I have or I have built in the past, or relationships or partnerships that I've built, and trying to extend them to people who are hungry and passionate about what they do. Because at the end of the day, someone helped me, I want to help someone right back.
You build the brand, though, throughout the years of you battling and consistently staying in the game. People have come to like trust your name,
Yeah.
And I think that has a lot to do with it. But when I hear you talk about community and building a community, like I started thinking, like, how was your community when you grew up, and were you getting the support that you're giving now when you started coming up and breaking?
Man, I'll be quite honest that like I didn't get a lot of support. Everything that I did, I felt like I really did it on my own. I had very few people around me that really encouraged me. My boy Rob. My parents didn't start supporting me until 10 years deep, like 10 years in the game, because they thought what I was doing was negative. My older brothers always supported me. I have 3 older brothers and 1 older sister. They always just pushed me just because it was something that I love to do, and they just wanted to support the little brother. But from the community, I really didn't get a lot of support, and it was tough. It was tough But at the end of the day, when you truly love something, man, you make a way and you fight it out. You fight it out to get it done. And so
Agree.
just because I didn't get the support I needed to continue doesn't mean I'm going to be the same way and turn that around. No, I'm going to support everybody.
Yeah.
Because this is what I believe in, and if, if a kid like me from the hood can get to a certain level just by, spinning on my back or doing some footwork, then I believe that other kids can do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Dedication.
yeah, it's all about dedication and commitment, man, and not giving up. I think people give up seconds or inches away from actually seeing where they want to be.
Absolutely.
So they never get to see it because they were just this far away and they gave up.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like even when people start talking to me about dieting and they're like, well, I dieted for 3 months or 2 months and
Nothing happened.
nothing happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you can't
stopped.
expect. Yeah, you stopped.
Yeah.
You got to keep going. You got to keep going. And so just even like with my breaking today, people were telling me, man, I don't get it. You're getting older, but you're getting faster.
Right.
And I'm just like, but because I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
I think people tend to stop and they get really comfortable where they're at and they're not taking on any more challenges.
Yeah.
And so I love challenge. I love obstacles because it allowed me to climb over to be on another level. You know what I'm saying? And so it's part of who I am, man. And honestly, I've always had this mentality as a kid because, at a young age, like my dad wasn't there for me.
Right.
My dad passed away last year, rest in peace. But like, and he really came to me and was like, look, I'm sorry because I never supported you.
Yeah.
But I always looked up to him.
Yeah.
But I never got the support that I needed from him.
Yeah.
So he wasn't really there for me through my breaking. It wasn't until later down the road. I think my mom just let me do it just because it was her son that loved something.
She loved you.
That's it. That's it.
Mom love.
She knew you needed it.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a tough road, and a lot of people don't know these stories. But I'm glad for this platform we're able to share it. But I grew up when going to practice. I'm walking to a park to go practice, and I get jacked for my radio. I'm getting guns pulled at me, getting shot for no reason. So, the road wasn't easy, and so people see the glory, but they don't know the story. You know what I'm saying? They get to see everything they want to see, but man, you just work hard at whatever it is that you love, and it'll show up.
No,
Even if it takes 22 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's a good message because, that's what it takes, and that's what breaking is about, breaking away from the negativity, turning something negative and breaking and throwing something out within it and turning it into something positive and not giving up. You got to break away from that, and that's what breaking is about.
And that's where Break Free comes from.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they look at Break Free and they're like, oh, did you name it Break Free because
Bboy,
you guys break dance
yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man, it's a way of getting loose. That's all it is.
Oh.
And if it's breaking for you, then great. If it's MCing, if it's DJing, but it got to be hip hop, because that's what we keep alive at Break Free.
That's what it is.
That's
Ultimately,
what it is.
it's hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got a donation real quick.
Yeah.
Ching ching.
Thank you so much. Ian paid us $10. Thank
That's
you,
what's
Ian.
up. Thank
Much
you,
love.
Ian.
Real quick, we got a soundboard. It's bad news, man. It's trouble when you find out there's sound effects you can use in a
Pull out the
podcast.
shotgun.
But real quick before we get back to the podcast, I just want to thank everybody that's tuning in right now. This is a live podcast, and that stayed tuned in. We have Bboy and Moy, myself Casper, and Smurf. This is Bboy News Live Podcast. We appreciate any donations so we can keep doing this, and we appreciate you guys. We are gonna answer some questions in a bit. So
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Keep asking questions. We're gonna read as much as we can. We're gonna go back to the beginning, try and read and answer as much questions
And
as
we
we
will
can.
put a phone number up. So
There will
get ready,
there will
y'all.
be a call line in a few. So again, thank you for tuning in. For those that tuned in and stayed tuned in, we appreciate you. We love you more than a friend. Just real quick, and we'll get off the subject. But I'm just curious because I saw this, and I'm still not only just baffled, but I don't know the whole information on it. I just want to get back real quick. The Break Free, there was something about like this 24-hour thing, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, and I want you to, because I need a little more knowledge on this
Sure.
because, I saw some things, a little bit of things here and there on social media. But I have ADD, and it's just like I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, dope, 24
we all do.
hours.
Porn.
And then it's like a week later, I'm like seeing dudes breaking still, and I'm like, what's going on? What is going on? And like, what is this about? So if you could just,
Yeah,
tell us,
enlighten
yeah,
us.
please.
Yeah, man. Honestly, it's a lot, but this is how it happened. We're literally at Break Free, and it's like three of us. It's me, Jeremy, and Jesse Germ. Not sure if you guys know Jesse Germ. He's
Yeah.
an
Yep.
MZK, and so we're literally just talking, and we're trying to figure out ways to just like raise more money for Break Free and
Sure.
help those kids who can't afford to come, because we get a lot of kids that want to be a part of Break Free but can't afford the program, you know.
Right.
And it's not like we haven't given out classes for free, because we've done that a lot. But at the end of the day, we still have overhead and bills to pay ourselves. So we're like, what can we do? And we're like, man, we need to like protest or do something crazy. And I kid you not, like 3 days later, we came up with a campaign that we were just gonna just nonstop dance until we raised $1 million. That was like our goal.
Did you raise it?
No, we didn't raise $1 million.
How much did you raise?
So we
This
raised
is breaking, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That's B-boys, man.
$20?
we actually raised a little over $30,000.
Man, we should start a
Wow.
fundraiser.
Yeah,
That's
so
dope.
so the 24/7 cipher, man. It basically, we started in one spot in Houston called Eighth Wonder, which was a brewery. We were like in their backyard. We set up campsites. We had our kind of like our techs who were like live streaming and doing Twitter updates, Facebook updates, and doing all that. But nonstop dancing, man. The cipher basically went for 50 days straight nonstop.
Wow.
We started with a team of like 20, and we ended up with 4 people. And so a lot of people were involved, man. We're super thankful for everybody involved, everyone that committed to it, everyone that donated to it. It wasn't an easy road. It was grueling. Some of us were spending so many days away from our families, from our kids, but we were doing it for kids, man. We were able to raise, I would say like $32,000,
That's
and
beautiful. It's
and
inspiring.
with that type of money, we were able to award 90 scholarships for a whole
Wow.
year for kids to come learn at Break Free for free.
That's
and
dope.
we were able to pay our instructors and do all that stuff. So it was pretty intense. It was pretty intense, but we did it, man, and got it done. You know?
That's dope, man.
That's dope,
That's
man.
sick, man.
Yep.
Hold on. Sorry, my phone's going crazy.
Is that your wife right there, right?
Yeah, that's my wife.
All right. Your whole family's involved with your whole project.
Yeah, man, pretty much. And
Is
honestly,
it the newborn tape, right?
yeah, it's a newborn
I
tape.
love
But right,
this.
right now, there was an interview with my wife. I think it was from the Up Rocks clip. But
Oh, sick.
yeah, dude, she's my biggest supporter. You know, without her, I'm not
And
here.
everything you do, she's down with.
She's down. The funny thing is that I've been with my wife, or been friends with my wife since we were 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so she's kind of seen the whole road, man, of like me getting opportunities to travel, compete at my lowest points, my weakest points, to where I'm going. And
Yeah.
so
That's awesome.
she's been,
That's awesome.
yeah, she's been my biggest supporter, man. And without her, I mean, I wouldn't be here, because right now she's watching my kids, you know.
Yeah,
and
it's
so,
true.
you know, that's not easy to do. And so, you know, I got to give her all the love and respect, because that's hard work. When a lot of people think I'm working hard, I think she's working the hardest, you know.
That's
And
dope.
how do you manage your time with going to the gym, keeping yourself healthy with the family? I know you got 2 kids.
Yeah.
You have a wife. You have Break Free. You have your crew battles. There's a lot of
Competing,
things
yeah.
that you're juggling with, man. How do you manage your time?
Well, number one, again, you truly love something, you find a way. You find a way to get it done. So I get asked a lot, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know, I post a lot of clips of me working out, lifting weights and stuff like that. And usually it's
Oh,
like
yeah, I know.
It's usually like
I
4
know.
or 5 a.m., you know? And so a lot of people ask me, you know, why do you like going to the gym at 4 or 5 a.m.? And I said, fool, I never said I liked it.
Right.
It's just that that's the only time I have to go. And if I don't go at that time, then I'm not going to be able to work out.
Sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice, you know. You have to kind of, you know, give or take here and there. You know, you got to give and take here and there, because, you know, I'm in school online full time for business. I'm running Break Free. I'm running the Monster Energy program with the Bboys. I'm teaching, you know, nationwide, worldwide. I'm trying to be a good husband, a good father. I'm trying to be a role model for my own kids. So it's a lot. And
Community leader.
yeah, a community leader, and there aren't enough hours in the day. And so, I kid you not, I spread myself very thin. But for me, it's like, if I don't do it, then no one else is.
Yeah.
And if you follow me, like, I'm not like verbal, or I'm not loud, like
Right.
on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm not here to talk about anybody. All I want to do is just do the work, and I hope that the message is getting across
it
with
done.
that.
Yep.
That's it, you know. But if people question me anything, I'm gonna answer it straight up. I don't
Yeah.
got nothing to hide, you know.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work, man. But I'm able to do it, and you know, I love it, man. I love it. I love it so much. I love what we're doing for kids. I love everything that Break Free stands for. All the people that support Break Free worldwide. Thank you guys, because it's motivating. That's what keeps us on our feet, you know.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. I highly respect that, and I think that's what's about too, especially in the scene. You know, people get comfortable, and they, you know, or they start hating, and they go, "Oh, I don't like the jam." But I always go back to this, where it's just like, if you don't like the jam, then make your own jam.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like that music, then find a way to learn how to play music. Get your own DJs. You know, like break. You know, like if you're uncomfortable, that's good. It's like, it's better to be uncomfortable. But like, if you really want something, make it happen. You have to make it happen, because if you don't make it happen, it's not gonna happen. It's just common sense.
And to piggyback off that, just like say on a competition level, like. You know, Jeremy is someone that I hang out with the most. If you guys don't know
Shout out to Jeremy.
yeah, you can follow him on Instagram, Jeremy Have a Coral. But like him and I, we have this thing. Like every time we do battles, if you watch any of our recent battles, it's either him or myself going first every time.
Right.
So we're not waiting, you know, to see if the other person's going first. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
If you don't go, we're going.
No bottle spinning on the floor.
Nothing.
What's your theory behind that?
It's just that we don't want to waste time, bro. I think too many people are wasting time.
Yep.
Pay attention,
Too many
y'all.
people wasting
Pay
time.
attention.
You know.
There it is.
You just, you know, you love it, go. And so instead of being bitter and say, oh, I think the track is whack, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of tracks are whack.
Yeah.
But if you signed up for it, you're committed.
Yep.
Go.
Yeah.
You know, you
love
have
that.
one
love
button
that.
in the battle and it says go, and you just push it.
I don't understand that, man. When people start complaining about the judging or the music, it's like, it's different, right? Like, competing on a big stage is entertaining. You're entertaining the people around you. You're battling in the cipher, but it's like, if you're going to go up on stage, right? You're going to sign and enter and compete and go to a competition. You can't complain. You got to get it done. And if you don't like the music and you're going to start complaining, no, you got to get it done. Get down to the music. And if you're dope enough, you should be okay with it. You know, of course, I have my own like theories. Like, there is some music where I'm like, oh, I wish that, you know, song that just played, I wish I had
Always.
that.
I feel like that happens to me every time.
But it's just, that's what breaking's about, man, is not being comfortable and to adapt, to be a chameleon and adapt to your environment. And if you can't do that, well, then you better start doing that before you start complaining.
Yeah.
You know, complain
True
later,
story.
get it done now, you know?
Yeah. That's really important, man. That's why, like, we just go, man, you know. And if we lose, we lost doing what we do. You know, I've went through that phase of complaining for losing, and I look at it like, it's funny because, you know, I follow sports a lot, and so when I watch basketball games, it's like when you foul, these guys are trying to like tell the referee like, well, why'd you call a foul? Like, fool, they're not gonna change it.
Yeah.
So the judges are not gonna change their decision.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and so I've learned to just accept it, even if you feel like you won, lost, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, with the way events are growing nowadays in the community, there's a battle next week. Go battle there.
True story.
Make up for it. You know what I'm saying?
Every weekend.
Every weekend.
You know,
so
like,
there's nothing to complain about.
What's crazy is that you started dancing in 95, 96, right?
Right.
And I know that 99 was when you went to Summit.
Yeah.
Was that during the beach? When the
Yeah,
closed down
during the
beach?
riot.
During the riot?
During the riot.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll get to that. But back in the days, I started breaking around the same time. And in order for me to catch a cipher or catch anything, I had to go to a party.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And do you think that the magic has gone to where now people expect to see dancers and they expect to battle 16 rounds, and the magic of going out and unexpectedly seeing a dancer and like being able to battle somebody unexpectedly, that magic of like, it's like going hunting and the animals in a cage, you know? Like, do you feel that magic is gone now?
Yeah, you don't see that no more, man. You know, nowadays you call people out and they get really butthurt about it. You know, they get really upset. Well, you know, I don't understand why you call me out. You know, it's just like, yo, it's breaking. Who cares?
It's part of the game, man.
Yeah, you gotta go. You gotta just get it done. So I definitely, you know, could relate and say, hey, yeah, man, that magic is gone. But at the same time, it's like we can't be mad about it. We just gotta create it again. You know, I think a lot of people are like, well, this competition is phasing all this out. No, you're phasing it out by not doing your part.
Yeah.
Go in there and go into the ciphers and get down.
Yeah.
That's all it takes, you know? And right now, I think that the word ciphers, like, oh, when they say I'm a cipher B-boy or I'm a competition B-boy, I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
I think a B-boy is a B-boy.
Yeah.
You should be able to compete. You should be able to cipher. You should be able to perform.
Do
you
it
should
all.
Be,
Goes
yeah,
back to
exactly.
adapting to your
That's
environment.
it. You know, being that chameleon you're talking about. And so that's what it is. And so when I see like events or flyers saying open ciphers, like, you don't need to promote that. There should be ciphers.
That should be a given.
Yeah.
That's a given, you know? So, I've even caught myself doing that. I'm like, I can't do this because we have to be the ones leading by example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ciphers should exist everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Right? That's part of it. And so some events are different. You know, you take an event for like BC1, for example.
Right.
Yeah, I would say it's more like a sporting event.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, let it be that.
Yeah.
Don't complain about it. Let the guys who are enjoying that platform enjoy it. If it's not for us, doesn't mean we need to hate on it. Let them do it. there's a platform for everybody. It's basically what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you know, enjoy what's out there. And if you don't like what you're seeing, you know, be the change. Be the
Absolutely.
change.
Be the change you want to see.
You know, I have a question about battling. I've noticed, this is my own opinion, but what I really respect and appreciate from you, that I feel I do as well, because I again, it's going back to loving this dance and being true to yourself first. You know, you got to be true to yourself first, entertain later. But one thing that just is like pet peeve for me is like I see b-boys constantly repeating the same moves in the sets, and I notice from you go hard, but once you get in there and you're not you kill it, you get out. I don't see you doing that stuff again. You're like, you know, that wasn't something you're gonna be doing all day. You're gonna be shutting it down, but you're doing multiple different, you know, exchanges, and I feel like I lose my mind sometimes because like I do that, right? Like if I'm getting down, it's true to myself, so it's real. It's not a weight or something I'm gonna do later. Like I'm doing it now because I'm feeling it now, you know. And I feel like a lot of people repeat and constantly have this thing where it's about entertaining instead of being within themselves and being true to themselves. I don't know. What's your thoughts on repeating?
No, I think it's a huge deal. I mean, I think a lot of people get away with it. I know that if I repeat it, I would never get away with it because they know my style so well. But, you know, I come from an era where, again, battling was, you know, in the cipher, and you'd go in and out, make a point real quick. And I think a lot of people, like I said, they're wasting too much time. And so there's a lot of people who are doing like 45-second rounds or 1 minute rounds. And it's like, dude, you're doing a whole lot of nothing. Just get to the point. And so I even get like, oh, you know, Moy's round was short. And I'm like, but if you rewind my round, slow it down a little bit more, because normally I'm moving faster than most people. I did this many moves in this amount of time, and it was straight to the point.
I feel the same way.
I told the story in such little time. It took you a minute, and I got bored through it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like in a battle, it's about who attacks first and who shoots the gun first.
Yep.
Right? And I don't feel like b-boys and b-girls are doing that nowadays. They're taking way too long. They're taking their time, like especially in a battle, because I don't think a battle should be sweet and dandy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It needs to be raw and aggressive.
Yeah.
And you got.
I agree. I mean, to each his
own. You
own.
gotta attack that.
To each his own, but
I mean,
agree
have
on
the
that.
respect. Have the respect.
Of
You
course.
don't gotta talk to nobody. You gotta, you know, hit nobody, test nobody.
You want to smoke somebody. That's what it is.
That's it.
But I feel this. I have short rounds, and like, you know, that's my own thing. To each his own. But like, I'm in there to battle. I'm in there to kill it, and I'm gonna go off. But like, I'm not gonna play myself. I'm not gonna do something that I'm not feeling by breaking mad long and doing something that I just know isn't. You know, like I want to feel this, and I want to have that powerful feeling within myself. So when I attack, when I feel it, everybody's gonna feel it. And I feel like like people tell me, "Oh, Casper, you got short rounds," but you know, I'd rather have that kind of inner sense within myself.
And
you know,
not to cut you off, but like you come from an era and from teachers that were doing that.
Right.
You know, just attacking real quick.
Right.
Again, if you can kill somebody that fast, more power to you. But if it's taking you too long, you can't find your weapons.
Yeah.
You know, so you're trying to fill in the blanks. So I feel like a lot of people fill in the blanks to extend the sentence a little bit, and it's not making any sense.
Yeah.
So it's like you did a whole lot of this, but you lost me somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But you had a good ending. Cool, but you know, you can't just fill in the blanks with whatever. It has to tell a story, and sometimes the quicker stories are the more powerful ones. You know, you feel them a lot faster and feel them a lot more. They just make a greater impact.
Right.
And for me, that's what I'm about. And so, I even tried to extend my rounds, and it's not me.
Yeah.
Like, if I feel like this is all I need to do, that's what I'm gonna do. And if I lose doing it, oh well.
I also feel a lot of people force themselves to actually stay out there longer and try to top rock longer, because in their mind they're taking everybody else's advice where you have to dance more. So people in their heads come in there and like, I'm gonna spend more time on top.
Yeah.
When you're actually making your round look whacker.
Yeah, you know, I think people they take that very different, where they're well, I was dancing a lot more. I'm like, man, you did a whole lot of top rock, but it wasn't nothing special.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing special. Just, you know, get your intro, get your go down, get to the point, get out.
Yeah.
You know.
Just to piggyback off what Casper said earlier about biting, how do you've been breaking for so long, and it's hard to catch you repeating moves. How do you change your bad habits? Because as we get older and we break longer, we create habits. Do you have a formula on how to break your mental or how you approach the dance in order for you to come up with new moves?
Yeah, man. To be honest, like I've always been one of those guys that like if I'm practicing and if it feels like somebody, I just won't do it.
Right.
You know, so that's definitely helped me out a lot because it's allowed me to create very different. I think that a lot of the moves that I've done or still do are very original moves, and so for me, I've tried to just to kind of steer away from feeling like somebody else. I know we all have inspirations we look up to, and sometimes that kind of transitions over while we're
energy.
practicing. Yeah, because
Yep.
it's an energy. You look up to somebody, and it just kind of comes out. But if it feels too much like them, I even if I like where I'm going with it, I got to switch it up because I want to be me, you know? And also, you know, nowadays, you look at the scene, I like to use this as an example, but you look at a scene, and it's like, if you turned off the lights, you couldn't tell who's who, like, you know, because everyone looks the exact same. But like 10 years ago, if you went to a jam and you turned off the lights, you could see shadows and be like, that's Ramon,
Yep,
that's
you can.
Ivan, that's Kenny, that's Easy Rock. But now you can't do that because breaking it has its little trends. You know, people are stuck with certain moves, certain movements, certain freezes, and so they're constantly doing these things, and it's just like, that doesn't make breaking special. What makes
Stale.
breaking special is you being you and finding ways to be unique.
Yeah.
And I feel like people aren't doing that. That even stems back from like back in the day, like especially like coming up with my crew Havoc Coral, that like if anybody looked like me, we were gonna battle, even if we were in the same crew.
Yeah.
Like I remember a lot of that happening with like Little John and Marlon. They would battle all the time because they just they were
energies.
always like, you know, like, oh no, you can't do that. I remember doing a battle with Japan and doing a battle in Japan with Little John, and we lost in the finals, and literally me and John went at it afterwards, like verbally and like literally gonna battle, maybe
We've
fight,
been there. We've
you
been
know,
there. We've
because
been there.
we're like, you repeat it, no, you repeat it, you know, but we're truly passionate about what we do, and we work so hard at being very different that
It's serious.
it's that serious, and I don't think people take it that serious,
Yeah.
because you know, people are letting it get by. They're just letting it go. And I think, you know, judges, including myself, we need to do a better job of looking at those things.
Yeah.
We know who's done this move, and we know who did that move all night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just got to have an eye for those things, man. And sometimes it gets lost because we hear all the O's in the crowd.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Or we liked a battle and we would love to see them again.
Right.
True.
You know?
No, it's important. I mean, like going back to what you were saying about the light off, I really like that because it's like when I was breaking too, like a lot like that, and then it was like battling characters, superheroes, right? And everybody was each their own character, and that's what I miss. That I hope that the new generation can bring back is having your own personal character, bringing in your own personal energy. But going back to you guys clashing, I really want to say, like, energy-wise, you guys were incredible, and I think that me and Smurf kind of like loads the floor and stuff like that. But
you and
Little
Little
John,
John.
Little John,
Yeah.
Shout outs to Little John.
shout out to Little John. I loved you guys' energy with each
real.
other. Whether it
Yeah,
was
for
you
real.
guys clash in the back room or whatever, but I could see like that passion, that love that you guys had for each other, and there was you know, no bullshit. You guys were doing something that was real, that you guys loved, and you guys had each other's backs. You know,
was genuine.
and I respect that, and I think that a lot of b-boys right now want it's all about me, you know,
Right.
nobody else. But it's good to have people like that in your life and
For
that
sure,
support
no
you, and
doubt.
you can support them.
Yeah,
It's the
true.
energy. It's those characters, those energies that are important.
I think where that comes from too is it's all we had, dude. It's all we had. I think people are really spoiled with what's happening and all the growth in the community that John and I didn't have that. And so we cherished every single moment. That when we got invited to jams, we looked at it like it's the last jam we might be invited to. So we cherished every single moment and make sure that our presence was felt, you know, and that was really, really important for us, man. And so, yeah, you know, it's, you know, obviously everyone's a little older now. Everyone got a lot of their own things going on, but you know, John's my brother, bro. Like we get down all the time, you know, like when it's time to practice, we go have garage sessions at his crib, or he comes to break free to get down. We're always trying to find new things, new battles to do. But at the end of the day, he has a family, I got a family, and we're always busy doing our own things, and so we're always trying to find a way to connect. And so hopefully in the near future we get to do something again, you know.
Do you have any funny stories from the past of you guys?
Oh,
Because
man.
I know one that's really funny is like
Yeah.
Smurf and myself, we live together, and you know, you clash with anybody that you live with, even if
True
they're your best
story.
friend. And I just recall, like, I remember us, like, playing Halo, the first one or whatever, and we get into, like, serious, like you know,
really
verbal
serious.
arguments about
Yeah.
something. And then we would literally get to the point where we would want to punch each other in the face.
Right.
And no one's
True.
around. We would just throw the controllers, go outside and battle each other.
Yep.
And whether he smoked me that day or I smoked him, we just shut up and be like, cool, all right, let's go back inside.
and
And,
just
like,
play.
we fought,
That's
we
what's
got
up.
into fights, but, like, that would happen on a constant basis where,
Yeah.
like, no one was around, and we'd be like, man, like,
Fuck you.
your
Like,
forward
it was,
sucks.
We
Your
were really
forward
mad
sucks.
though, but
Let's
we're
take
so
it outside."
tired afterwards that we just had no choice.
Yeah,
but to
and,
choose.
and then if he smoked me,
real, though.
I'd be quiet. If I smoked him,
That's
he'd be
real, though.
quiet. And it was just that real bond, and I think
That's
that's
real.
funny. But that being said, do you have any, like, funny stories?
Yeah,
you guys...
nothing too crazy where we battle each other,
Right.
but you know, John used to live with me and my mom for years, and crazy thing, man, is we were always traveling together, battling together, but at home, like we had this kind of like routine. Like I'm not even lying when I say this, but
Yeah.
for like 2 or 3 years straight,
Yeah.
every time we came home from practice, and I mean every single day, we
Yeah.
would practice every single day, but every time we went home and it was like time to go to bed, we watched Next Friday. Every
That's dope.
single day
That's dope.
for 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
That's dope.
John, you know what's up. If you're watching,
Shout out to little John.
yeah,
once again.
we did that every single day. And then, now it's just gonna, you know, no homo, but
Yep.
like we would just jam Sade
Yeah.
all night long.
That's funny.
Just talking about like our problems with girls,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
That's awesome.
you know, it's crazy, but like that was like real life to us, you
Yeah.
know. And
Blood in, blood out.
yeah,
We
man.
had Blood in, Blood Out. We'd watch that. like,
yeah,
almost
we
every
would
day.
religiously watch Next Friday,
That's
and
fresh.
it never got old. We would laugh at it so hard, and it's not like we were getting high or anything like that, but it was just like it was just one of those movies that
something you had.
we had a connection to
Yeah,
it.
it's like
Right.
breaking. It's not gonna
Yeah.
get old. You know, you may get old, but that love that you have for it is never gonna get
It's
old.
brand new. every
And
day.
I remember one time, John was he was coming to my house and he was like, "Hey man, I'm running a little late, but I'm gonna be there. Just make sure the door's unlocked or whatever.
Right.
I don't want to wake up your mom
Right.
or whatever." And he's living with me, and I don't think he had a key at this time.
Yeah.
And I remember, dog, like I'm waiting and waiting. He said he was gonna be there like in 20, 30 minutes, and it's late, and I'm just like waiting. I'm like, damn man, I got school tomorrow. Like, what's going on? He was worrying me, bro.
Yeah.
Like I was worried for him because we were so used to being with each other, and then it's pretty funny but kind of bad at the same time. And so he comes, bro, and he's like hurting. He's hurting. He's dragging his bike, right? He's dragging his bike. He has his shirt off, and it's like halfway on. And he was like, dude, I just passed in the railroad track. Some dude hit me with a pipe.
Oh.
So he was coming down the underpath, and he said some dude just kind of just nailed
What?
him.
Wow.
Yeah, so he had a huge bruise and like scrape
Not
across.
cool.
Yeah, but I, it's funny at the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not funny at the time, but it's funny right now.
Yeah.
And we talk about that. But
It's just that
we
lifestyle,
yeah,
man.
it was a different era. But you know, those are the things, man. We looked out for each other, and you know, there was moments when John would be like, "Yo, come pick me up.
Yeah.
It's about to go down. I don't want to beat this dude up. Come pick me up right now." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm on my way."
Yo, Lil Jon's fire too. He's fire.
I love Little John, man.
He's
Yeah.
the man.
Well, before we just keep going on this podcast,
We
can
gotta go to some chats.
Yeah,
We gotta go to the
can we
chat.
get the hotline? Can we get the number up? So thank you everybody that's tuned in. Thank you for everybody that's just tuning in right now. This is the Bboy News Live podcast. If you can't be here for the entire podcast, you can go to our YouTube channel, Bboy News, subscribe, share, and like, so we can keep bringing you some content. Of course, we got Moy, we got Smurf, we got the hotline up down below. Call now,
Call us right now.
ask away any questions that you'd like to ask Moy or
Yo,
Smurf.
big shout outs. Yo, Ruin just texted me. Big shout outs to Raw City Underground. Y'all check out
Yeah,
Raw
Raw
City
City.
Underground.
Much love and respect.
That's a podcast that Ruin has with John B from All Aspects Crew. He's from the Bay Area, and they're doing their shit in Vegas, so support them.
Absolutely. So again, we have the call number there. We're gonna keep going on with the podcast. Don't be scared. Call away, and you know, feel free, because again, we have Moy in the house, and I don't know when we're gonna have him back.
That's true.
Not for a while, because he's on tour. He's doing his
He's a
thing.
busy guy.
He's a busy boy. So call in or
Always
ask
working.
questions. But that being said, we have questions right now. So let's get into
What
a
we
few
got?
All
questions.
right, make them a little bigger though, just because
Yeah, I'm
we're getting
blind,
old back
dude.
here.
And go up a little bit so we can.
My
you know,
left eye is twitching.
Okay,
There
so
we
here
go.
we go. Zaito.
You got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Should B-boys focus on big moves, or should they worry more about developing their style? Sorry, guys, I'm Salvadorian.
Moy, you wanna-
Yeah, I think ultimately number one, you know, breaking is about having your own individual style. So focus on that. Now, that being said, it's not easy to develop your own style. It does take time. But don't try to cross paths with someone else's style. Focus on yourself. I think a lot of the b-boy community nowadays are so focused on what everybody else is doing rather than focusing on what they're doing. And so develop it slowly. You know, there's time. When people say there isn't time, there is time. Don't ever rush your style because it's your own personality. It's your own feeling that you feel. It's your own problem. It's your own issues that translate. No one knows that but you. And let that come out just truly, you know. And so to me, style is everything, you know.
I think that everybody walks their own way and everybody eats their own way, and they don't think about how they eat. They just do it. I think you should approach breaking like that. Just break how you break, and don't think about trying to look like anybody else, and you'll naturally develop your own style.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with these guys, man. They said it already, but I mean, yeah, man. I keep going back to this like a broken record. This is a dance first, right? And if you love this dance, love yourself and be true with yourself. You know, be true within yourself before you go out there, so they can feel that. You know, and that's about just learning and being creative and finding your own within. Your own style, your own creativity, your own character, like we were talking about. And I think that's going to be best. That's how you're going to be remembered. That's how you're going to actually enjoy this dance. Because if you throw that all the way or out of the way just to win or enter things, you're going to lose that touch within this art form, because it's a dance and you love this dance and it's fun. So enjoy it, be creative, challenge yourself, and yeah, you know.
I love it.
Let's do another question.
Moy, have you ever why haven't you tried to go back to BC1?
What else does it say?
You were such a killer in the 05 competition. Would you be interested in going for it again?
You know,
I'm sorry to break you up. We're getting a call from
We'll
China.
go back to that.
Okay,
We're
come
getting
back
a call
to it.
from China. So what's up, man? You're on Bboy News.
Oh my God! I agree. This is the people from China, people too, and much of respect.
You're calling from China?
Yeah, I'm from China. I'm now there in China.
Oh.
That's what's up.
So you got a question for Moy?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, I got a question for all of you guys. Actually, I'm really happy I can call you guys. Actually, I'm not just ask a question, and I want to get some help for you guys if I can see it here.
Sure.
All right, go for it, man. Shoot away.
Okay, man. Actually, because there's how do you guys think because there's no book introduce breakdance well in China right now.
Go to New York.
That kind of book at all.
Right. So you're saying that there's no information out there, or what's
sorry,
your
I didn't hear you.
what's your question again? Can you repeat it?
Because there's no kind of book that can introduce breakdance very well in China. So what do you think of it? I don't know if there's any book like textbook can introduce breakdance very well in America. So I want to ask you guys, how do you think about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The books, not just about the videos.
Well, yeah. It's a shame that there's not a book. But I mean, we're in 2017. I mean, there's plenty of information out there. There's plenty of b-boys that go to China every year. I think just take advantage of anybody that comes out there. The best way to learn breaking is not calling people out or reading. It's being there, being in your environment, challenging yourself within people that are around you that you're not comfortable with, asking questions. A lot of b-boys tend to want to find some information when it's right in front of you. So I'd advise to just keep in touch with the culture and your community, and if you have questions, don't be scared to ask, because that's the textbooks within is the events, the culture, and your environment. It's right there, right in front of you, and yeah, man. Even if you're busy, I mean, there's plenty of information on the internet, and I'm sure there's plenty of events that you can, even if it's far away, 2 hours away, you can definitely reach out and take advantage of that. Smurf's gonna say something real quick.
I think that maybe the dance is too new, man. Like, I mean, shit, we've only been around for like 47 years. So maybe in the next couple of years, somebody hopefully writes something. But I think our history's still been written. So, I mean, if somebody from our generation or kids coming up now, going to college, growing up and breaking, they're growing, they should be the ones building the books, I guess. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. And I know personally, I've been to China a few times. This is Moy speaking, but I know in China you guys are limited to social
YouTube,
media.
right? YouTube
so
and
I know it's so hard to get
Yeah, because I go to
connected.
VP all the time.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
watching this right now though.
I know there's a firewall, but there's a hack actually. There's
Yeah,
a hack
there's a hack. I was
to
out in
get
China.
through, and
Big
so
shout outs.
I know it's not easy to get the information, but you know I've been to China. There's a lot of like Casper said, there's a lot of events that happen there. There's a lot of workshops, and there's a lot of hip hop legends that are going out there and teaching and sharing so much information. And I know it's not easy financially to get to where you want to be, but if you love something so much, man, you'll find a way. You'll make a way for it. I remember, I mean, saving up change for like a year to get to B-Boy Summit, you know, but it took a year to get there, and
Thank you so much.
and I did it, man. So just pursue it, you know. Rather than saying, you know what, I don't have it,
Yeah.
go out there and try to have it, try to find it, you know, because it does exist. It does exist.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling in.
There's one more thing I want to say. Can I see it here?
Yeah. Shoot away.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to, I want to write a book about breaking. Like, I want to expand that what is real breaking. I want to write this book in two versions, like English and in Chinese. I don't want to publish it. So,
That's it.
but just me, I cannot do that. So now I'm collecting some information of
Reach out. You know what? You're lucky enough. You have a lot of you're in a good timing because a lot of the pioneers in our like the fathers of our community and the people that created breaking are still around. So right now you can get the information firsthand from them. So I would suggest reaching out to the forefathers. You know.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, man, like personally, if you're asking questions about trying to get more information on breaking, but you're trying to write a book about breaking, I mean, you still have a lot to learn. So I would first focus on learning about breaking before actually trying to take that leap and write a book.
For you guys' help, because you guys know a lot of.
You know, take one step at a time, man. Learn and get all that knowledge that's out there, and
Not a race.
and yeah, like Casper said, it's not a race.
All right.
Take your time, make that a goal for yourself, but don't try to do that in the next 3 months because you're gonna have a lot of invalid information. It takes years.
I'll do like 5 years or something.
Yeah, it takes years
20,
to
20,
yeah,
I
it takes
say
years
20.
to get all the knowledge that you need.
All right. Well, thank you, man. We got to go. We appreciate your call.
Oh, thank you. Okay, no problem.
Big shout outs to China. Big shout outs to
Shout out to China.
Just real quick, the final thoughts on that is, I might have said this before, but like it's what Smurf just said. You know, a lot of the people that created this dance are still alive, so take advantage of that. It goes back to what I was saying to him earlier. It's just like it's not always so much about cocking a b-boy, that's a lot wiser than you to get that experience. It's going to the events, to the places where the culture is alive, and if you see someone there that's been dancing that is part of this culture, that's done a lot for this culture, when they have a time on the side, ask them questions, take advantage of the experience and then them being there, because not everybody's going to be here forever. Doing that, and then just, you don't even have to break all the time. You could watch these guys get down. Just watch from a view. And if you feel comfortable and they feel comfortable, you jump in that cipher and you get that healthy exchange and that connection. But it's not always so physical. You can ask these questions. And again, it's just like these guys are still here. Take the time. It's not a race, and appreciate the culture that you have. Go to these events, and if you see someone that you respect, instead of cocking them, battling them, ask them a question, because I feel like they will give you a lot more knowledge through that than you kind of coming at them in a physical manner.
All right, we had a question up there. Top 5 b-boy crews in Texas.
Hold on, let's go back to the other question that we didn't answer. They said something about why don't I go back to BC1 or something like that?
Oh, right. So
yeah, I don't
right.
want to skip that. So
right, yeah. Let's go back.
There
it is.
Yeah.
So the question was, why have you never tried going back to BC1? You were such a killer in 05 competition. Would you be interested in going back?
I'm always interested in battling or competing, but I'm not interested in any specific event. So, BC1, not to knock it because it's such a great event. I think it does great for the community in so many ways, but I'm not focused about being at one event for whatever reason. I'm just focusing on just trying to stay challenged, and it could be a small battle or it could be a major battle, but that's kind of one of the main reasons. I think that if I had a focus to get back to BC1, then I would do it, but it's not a focus for me. There's a lot of other priorities that I have that make more sense for my life, and so not to knock it, it's just that it's not on top of my list to be there.
What about you, Smurf? How come you never done BC1?
Nah, you know what? They just, they've hit me up, offered me some stuff, but I don't think it's enough, man.
Yeah, I don't think you should do it, bro.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
I can't. I gotta stop with
You
these.
gotta do that.
I have so much fun with these things, man.
All right, so next question was top 5 crews in Texas.
Man, I'm gonna take this back and start where I started from, and so not talk about crews today. So I'm gonna talk about crews that inspired me, and I consider top 5 crews in Texas. I'm gonna go with Havoc Coral.
Havoc Coral.
Right, gotta go with Havoc Coral.
Good start. Good
yeah.
start.
I'm gonna go with another crew called Chaos, which is one of the original breaking crews in Houston. I'm gonna go with another crew called Street Style.
Street Style.
Yeah, another crew called 3D. Shout out to my boy Enrique. These are all crews that I grew up battling, right? I want to give a shout out to Capital Soul from Austin, Texas. Actually, one of the first people I ever battled from Capital Soul was Rudy Rex.
Oh,
And so
No, I love
this is
Rudy Rex.
before he was in
Rudy Rex
Havoc
is my
Coral.
dad.
Yeah, this is before he was in Havoc
One of
Coral. And last but not least, United B-Boys, man. If you guys don't know United B-Boys, you think about Nightcrawler back in the
Yeah.
mid-90s,
Oh, Nightcrawler,
late
chill.
90s. I mean, dude was on another level.
Yes, he
and him and going back to Lil Jon, him and Lil Jon had the craziest history. They were always battling. And so, those are definitely top 5 for me. And if I miss anybody, it's not that you guys don't belong in the list. It's just that these are the crews that I ended up battling all the time. And shout out to Lazy's, man. I would say Lazy's crew and Lunatic's crew, because these are the crews that I was a part of in the very beginning. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like they were there for a very long period of time. Chaos, 3D, Street Style, I felt like were more consistent and doing more work. But there's a lot of young crews now in Texas. You got Rad Crew coming up in Texas. You got Hazardous Zombies. You got the Jungle Brothers. I mean, there's a lot of young crews, man, that are killing it right now. But for me, top 5, I'm gonna have to go from my era.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, talk about going back. Maybe you tell us a little bit about the YA practice and growing up at that spot.
Yeah, man. Youth Advocates. It's a great organization from Houston, man. And shout out to Charles Rowe Trammell, who's been holding down that practice session since 1995.
It's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Wow.
They host it every Thursday night, I believe. And I was one of the 4 people in 1995 that started that practice session.
Really?
So it was like me and maybe three other people that were part of that session. And so we're the foundation of what YA has become today, And so they used to do it. They still do. They host, weekly battles.
Still doing the
and
thing.
Yeah, they're still doing it, man. And it's a great opportunity for kids to go and find a practice spot. YA does a great job of bringing them in and welcoming these kids. And I'm proud to say that I come from that YA community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people forget about it because I'm doing break free, and it's not a competition or anything. It's just it's just a whole new era. It's a whole new generation. And so Charles knows that I have the utmost of respect and love for everything that they do. And sometimes we even talk about partnering and doing different things. But if you're ever in the Houston area, make sure to look up Youth Advocates, and
Youth
they host.
Advocates.
Yep, they host practice nights every Thursday.
Check them out in Texas. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Charles. Should we or answer a few more questions?
Yeah, let's answer like 2 more maybe.
Make sure to call in. There's a Skype number.
Give us a call right now.
There's the Skype number, but is that also the same call line? I want the hotline up.
Yeah,
too.
that's the hotline.
So you can call in right there, and you can call in, and don't be scared. Ask questions. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Bboy News Live with Moy and Smurf and myself. Next question.
All right, question is, what's the difference between exchanging and battling, or is there any difference at all between exchanging and battling?
Honestly, there are some people that like to use the word exchange. I like to use the word battle, because to me it's a battle within itself. You're trying to beat the other guy. The other guy's trying to beat you. An exchange is like if we're trying to find change, and I got $2 and I need $1.50 back. I'm not trying to build a relationship. I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
Afterwards, if there's a relationship built, then great. But in the moment, it's a battle.
Yeah.
And I'm focusing on attacking. And so I think it's ultimately how you want to look at it. Because I think over the course of maybe 10 or 15 years, you might look at it as exchanges because you learned something and you took something from this exchange. You took something from that. But in the moment, it's a battle. I think over the course of time, it's an exchange. That's kind of how I see it. But, I think everyone has their own input on that.
Sure.
Let's just take maybe one more. Can we go to a one good question?
One good question.
This is a shitload of questions, man. We'll be here all
Smurf
day.
Savage.
All right, let's do that one. Break Boy Dan. Is that Dan from down the street? All right, I agree. I still break and active scene. That's not a question. Self-thinking.
Go up
Guys,
a little
what's
bit.
the most intense battle each one of you have been in? Texas represent. Your
What is-
guests been so great. Your guests have been great so far. You have to try to get any Rocksteady crews. Flow Master. We actually got Why Not on the show.
Yeah, Why Not was on the show, and
So-
there'll be plenty of more people.
B-Boy
Yo,
Boy.
shout out to everyone dropping these questions, man. Sorry,
shout
we
out
can't
to
get to
everybody.
everybody,
Thank
you
you,
know,
We love
but
you guys. We really love you guys.
We appreciate everyone.
there's just
that
so many
tunes in.
questions to go through that is difficult to
Big
answer
shout out
every
to
single
Showgirl.
one.
Shout out to Showgirl.
All right, when should a
Showgirls.
B-Boy... All
It's our
right, so it's
sponsor.
That's the
this-
showgirls.
This question is for Heavy Duty 25, from Heavy Duty 25. Yo, when should a B-boy of a certain age admit he's past his prime, had his run, and retire from competitions to allow the younger generation to come up and eat without any interference? Wow, this guy's personal.
Yeah,
Heavy
that's-
Duty.
Duty 25
It's
is
pretty
savage.
mad. You're a savage, heavy duty.
Go ahead, Moy.
Yeah, honestly, man, ultimately, I don't think that anyone should even feel like they've passed their prime. If that's for the community to decide, and it's opinionated, so it doesn't really matter. You know, if people want to compete at 6 years old, man, encourage them to do that.
True story.
You don't have to say that they're whack. They don't already killed it for the past 40, 50 years or whatever, however long they've been dancing. That ultimately it's about consistency and that they're still trying. I don't care what anybody says, but as you get older, yeah, you're going to slow down a little bit. You're going to slow down a little bit and things are going to get tougher. So you can't expect a 40-year-old to do what he did when he was 20 years
Right.
True
old.
story.
You know, so you can't, it's a really tough question to answer, but at the end of the day, you know, you guys be the judge to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that me personally, if I have inspirations that I looked up to, people like Ken Swift, Storm, Crazy Legs, these people will always be way better than me.
Right.
And I will never be better than them. So regardless of age, or even if people think that I'm better, I'm not better. And I look at all my elders with respect. And I think that you guys should too, because we got to honor the people that were here before us, rather than saying, oh, yeah, he's boring, he's past his prime. No, man, you got to give it up. You know,
Agreed.
you got to give it up. And I think that we have such a bad habit of talking about the community that it really doesn't make any sense. You know, there's so many kids coming up. Let's focus on the kids. Let's focus on what they're doing. Let's not focus on the guys that are older and we want to see more of them. But, you know, these guys are older. You know, they got their houses to take care of. They got their families to take care of. They got businesses to take care of. They got a lot of things to take care of. And so for us to judge their breaking, I think that's the wrong thing to do, you know?
Well, if you feel like somebody's past their prime and they're whack, and you can't beat them, and you feel like they're in the way or interfering with you, maybe you're whack. Because at the end of the day, a battle's a battle, and if you lose, you lose. Doesn't matter how old you are. So if you feel like that's holding you back, man, maybe you should look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer it. It's a dumb question.
All right,
Move
here we
down.
go.
Move down to the newest
That was,
questions.
yeah,
real
let's
quick.
go down to the newest.
Thank you for everybody tuning in. Sorry to
love you
interrupt.
guys.
Love
Yo,
you
real
guys.
quick, don't forget to donate, man. These guys are doing an amazing thing right here with the B-Boy News podcast, bringing in special guests every single week, man. You know, share those links again, guys, because I think it's important that you guys receive any type of donations.
Oh, like
Boom,
that's
There you
right
go, right
there.
there. That's
I
how
like
we
how you
do it,
did
man.
that.
You see that?
Go on
Thank you,
PayPal.
Justin.
We take Venmo, and everything you guys give us will keep us out of two places: the poorhouse.
And your house.
That's right. All right, so let's go with a question.
Hey,
we
where's
go.
my
Sam
wallet,
Keller.
bro?
Oh, yeah,
Oh, it's
Casper's
gone.
wallet,
It's gone, bro.
Casper's pocket.
It's
Check
gone.
Casper. Check Casper. What are your opinions about all the footage out there? Does it
Look at this
stifle?
guy. I hate our editor.
Look at what he's doing, bro.
No respect for us. No respect for
Grab
us.
the bar.
Grab the bar. Grab the bar. Grab the bar.
I'm not grabbing the
All right.
Let's move it down.
Yeah,
bar.
yeah,
What was
Casper
it?
fucked it up.
Sam
Here we go.
Keller. Go.
All right, so what are your opinions about all the footage out there? Does it stifle? Does it stifle? What the fuck is stifle?
Stifle.
Does it stifle? Sorry, guys, I'm fucking Mexican. Does it stifle creativity or does it elevate the dance?
You want to answer that? You want me
You
to answer
go.
it?
We'll go in this way.
Okay, so let me read it again. What are your opinions about the footage out there? Does it stifle creativity or does it elevate the dance? Honestly, I think any footage can be looked at, again, however you want to look at it. You know, I got inspired by footage because I couldn't afford to go to every single event. And so by any piece of material that we got or content that we got, I cherished it. So even if I thought the dancers were great or not, it was just inspiring to see other B-boys get down from other parts of the world. So I don't think it's messing with the creativity. If anything, I think it's elevating because there's just more content for us to see. There's a lot of people around the world, just like the guy from China who called in earlier, who is lacking that type of resource or information. So, it for you it might stifle creativity, but for him it might create creativity. So, there's different ways to look at it, and I can just honestly say, look at it for what it is and accept it. If you don't like it, stop looking at it, move on to a different clip. There's a lot of clips out there, especially with YouTube and all the events that are happening. The freaking footage is up before you even get to your house.
Yeah. True story.
And so, I think if anything, all footage that goes up can find a way to inspire other people and elevate the dance. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry, but everybody you see, you're not gonna like, and not everybody see you, you're always gonna, or you're gonna hate or like. So.
True that.
Just keep looking at it, man. Just find the positive way to look at it.
I think that there's a whole lot of footage out there, and I rarely watch footage. I mean, just recently we started watching footage because we're doing B-Boy News more often. But I think that there's so much stuff out there, and there's so much footage that because there's so much footage, there's so much other shit you could be watching. You don't have to watch breaking all day long. You know, if you're a B-Boy and you're watching footage all day long, I mean, I don't judge. I mean, it's not my problem. I personally, it doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't matter how much footage is out there. I just don't look at it. I mean,
yeah, to each his own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with both. I mean, look, yeah, footage is going to be there whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
There you go.
But, it's inspiring. I love seeing the creativity in a different way. It's different from where I was breaking, but like everybody's, super like exciting to watch. And there's, like he said, there's uploads like every 5 minutes. So it's hard to see everything, but check it out and get inspired, and if you don't like it, just turn it off. And
Yeah,
then
let me add something to that, man. I think ultimately you have to be a fan of the dance. You have to be a fan of the community.
Yeah.
And so, as much as you may not like something, then I don't think that you're truly a fan. You got to be a fan. I enjoy watching everybody, even when B-boys aren't even considered B-boys. Like just the fact that they're out there trying to do something, then it's all good. At the end of the day, everyone has an opportunity to learn and get better. I can look at footage of myself 20 years ago and be like, damn, I was whack, or I didn't have this, or I didn't have that. But I'm working on it. And so I think footage is great because it allows you to backtrack and see progression. And so that's why I think it elevates the dance. But again, you have to be a fan of it, and I'm a fan of it. So I don't just watch footage from my crew. I watch footage of everybody.
Yeah.
And I can't say I watch footage all the time, but when people bring it to my attention, I'll sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and watch it. But because I enjoy it, and I love this culture and I love this community.
And I also just want to add that there's a lot more than just breaking footage. If you want to get inspired, check out all different styles of dance. It's only going to help you and inspire you to get better within your dance. And even if it's not dancing, take other initiative to, if you want to skateboard, anything with your body just to increase, just to build your mind and physically and mentally. And all of it helps. So, if you get a little bored of something that you're watching, watch something else, and then get back, go back to that.
So, how do you guys deal with injuries? B-Boy Beastie wants to know, how does everybody deal with injuries?
Well, I think Moy's going to have a professional answer to this, but
honestly, the only way to deal with it, man, is to make sure you're stretching properly, make sure that you're eating properly, and make sure that you're training properly. I think the B-Boy community is always like, So they're attempting all these crazy moves with no proper technique, with no proper form, no proper stretching, no proper placement, no proper anything. And so that's, you're going to get injured. It's like we like to use like when a regular person is like, oh, I want to get into running, but all of a sudden start sprinting.
Right.
You can't sprint if you don't know how to run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's like you got to take your time with things. So
Poe said that the other podcast.
yeah, so it's like you can't do those things. And I think a lot of people are rushing things. And so when you're rushing it, you're going to get injured. So the best way to prevent it is to strengthen the body slowly.
Right.
Stretch it out. Make sure that it's warm. Don't just jump into things right off the bat. I think the community just kind of jumps into things real quick. And even in battles, people sometimes, they hear the crowd and they get overly hyped, and all of a sudden their round just ends up in a crash because they got too hype.
Right.
So that creates injuries. So, prevent it by thinking wisely and taking the proper steps to make sure that you're taking a healthy approach.
Right.
I think that personally, I actually took a year off of breaking recently and just got back in it because I had a herniated disc in my back, so I couldn't really get down. And for me personally, I just had to take the whole year off, man. I haven't been breaking in a year, and I feel better than ever. I mean, I just started about a month ago getting back into moving around, and I feel great. And it took a year for me to just stop. And sometimes we're impatient with ourselves. We get hurt. 2 weeks later, we're back at it. And sometimes you just gotta let your body heal itself. Sometimes you gotta pay attention to your body. And just like Moe said, sometimes preventing the injury is the best way to treat an injury. You know, like stretching. And not being ambitious, man. Know your limit. You know, if you're tired, you're not gonna throw an air flare to a head spin air flare. You know, you're gonna chill out. So knowing your limit is the best way to prevent them.
Yep.
Yeah, agreed. Knowing your limit. I mean, you're gonna get hurt. You know, you're human. But you know, for me personally too, it's like you don't have to. Again, it's not a race. You don't have to force yourself to the point where you're gonna get hurt. I mean, sometimes I'll go to a practice and I'm gonna get down, and I might go down for 4 or 5 hours. But maybe there's another day where I'm with like Smurf or whoever, and we're laughing and enjoying the time, and we just break for 30 minutes, and it's not 4 or 5 hours. You know, it's just enjoying what you're doing, taking your time, and really learning and really feeling that moment. And yeah, it's not a race, and just, you know, be careful, and you know, of course you're gonna get hurt, you know, but you know, just take it easy. And, you know, for me personally, too, I learned different styles of dance. So if something happens to my ankle or something, I'm popping. I'm already going to be, you know, I've trained different styles of dance. So that if something happens like that, I'm able to always be, you know, ready for something else, and always stay physical and keep doing something that I love, which is dance. Let's answer like 2 more questions and then go back to this.
Go back up, Justin. Hey, donation sent, boys. Oh, thank you. Big shout outs to Top Half. Okay, and cut.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, question from John Jason. What do you guys think about the hip hop rap scene going on today compared to how it was for you guys back in the days? The rap scene.
Go ahead, Smurf. You can answer that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna listen to the rap scene now. Really, you know, like I know like the new artists, Lil Yachty, Migos, all these cats. You know, like I mean, Yeah, I could listen to it when I'm in a car with somebody and we get hype on the freeway. So I think there's a time and place for everything. I personally don't listen to that consistently. Yep. I listen to music with no lyrics or Spanish music. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and personally for me, it's like I listen to everything. And so I'm not going to sit here and knock it. I can't say it's the best music. I can't say it's the worst music. But at the end of the day, like Smurf said, there's a time and place for different styles of music and different environments. And you got to kind of learn to adapt to that. So I'm not going to try to listen to Lil Yachty before a battle, you know what I mean? Which some people might, but I'm not, you know? So at the end of the day, I'm not going to say like it's whack or it's trash. I can definitely say that, you know, the golden era was probably the best part, you know, the best time for music. But you know, times are changing, man. And just because we don't love it, there's plenty of people that do love it. So let those people enjoy it because they like it. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's whack, you know.
For sure, it's whack and it's trash. No, I dude. Sometimes like I listen to that stuff at parties and, you know, house parties and clubs, and if there's, you know, if you're in the moment, you're in the moment. You know, music is supposed to make you have a feeling in different ways. You know, that's why you listen to all styles of music. You know, just like going back to the training, listening to different styles of music when you dance, it's going to help your ability, and it helps you within life. So, you know, sometimes that trap music comes on, you're at a house party, that's the perfect beat, you know. Sometimes you want to go back to like 90s era, 90s hip hop, which I prefer. But it's all good, man. Everybody's making music, everybody's being creative, and to each his own, and just listen to what you want at the time.
That's true. We're going to go to like 2 more questions because we only got like 10 minutes left to go on the show. But there's a really good question that somebody had. Can you go back down a little bit?
Guys, I'm sweating a lot.
Dude,
yeah, me too. Go down. So one more question. All right, here we go. What's up, guys? Thanks for the show. It's dope. Okay, big question. What happened to Bboy? He was a true innovator, and peace to all the crews from Texas. Havocoro,
what happened?
VG, and of course,
he's gone.
MOM, Masters of Mayhem. Rest in peace, Crisis. Big shout outs to everybody he just mentioned, but rest in peace, Crisis, you know.
Rest in peace, man.
R.I.P. Crisis, man. Miss you, dog. Nothing happened to Bboy.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's just, you know, he's just doing something else now. And so he's actually getting back into trying to get back in shape and training. My boy Rob's training him. But he's there, man. He's actually my brother-in-law. He's married to my wife's sister.
Oh, wow.
So I see him all the time. I made him do a few elbow air flares the other day.
That's dope.
Dope.
Just because I wanted to see him. The dude can still do everything.
He's
but
the truth.
yeah, you know, he's a family man and he's doing his thing. And so I don't think that you're, too old for anything. So maybe he'll come back and, judge a few jams or enter some. Who knows? I think Boy's always been a high level competitor in his own ways, and so if he feels ready, he'll jump back in the scene whenever it's time to do it. You know what I'm saying? But Boy's around, man.
Shout out to Boy. Much respect, much love, bro.
If he comes
Miss you, bro.
If he come back, he's gonna get that guy upset about old timers coming back.
Uh-oh.
All right. Personally, I don't think so. It's up to the judges. What are your thoughts? Well, what are our thoughts on what? Personally, I don't think so. It's up to the judges. What are your thoughts? That's exactly what he wrote.
Next question.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Next caller. Time.
Smurf. Yeah, there's more questions, right?
Yeah, we go. What's up, guys?
Okay, never mind.
I was talking to my friend who wasn't in the b-boy scene very long. Yeah, there you go. I was talking to my friend who wasn't in the b-boy scene very long. He was telling me that I had to have b-boys, that b-boys should have big moves and big tricks because that's what makes the crowds hype. So I guess he's saying that you need to have big moves and tricks in order to be a b-boy.
Man, all I can say to that is that your style is a power move. Don't let it get you twisted when you start thinking about just big moves, winning competitions, man. Don't let that twist your mindset up because, I've seen people with just a way crazy dope style burn a lot of big moves and sometimes expose these guys and let them know that you need to start doing something else and you need to start dancing. So you don't need big moves to win anything. Big moves are just kind of like a cherry on top of a cake. It's just the cake is there. And so the cherry just adds a little bit of flavor to it. But at the end of the day, it's not needed because the cake is still good, So, they're not necessary, But I'm not saying that you shouldn't do them, because if you can do them, it just adds, more strength to what you're doing. But, I've seen real dope styles, very foundational, traditional styles, just really expose people with just big moves. So it's important to just understand that your style is everything and that your style is a power move. And ultimately for me, those are the things that I work on. I'm not trying to get caught up in trying to learn the latest moves or the next air chairs. I'm just trying to do what I do and be dynamic at what I do.
I think that simple and plain, man. If you're a b-boy, nobody's going to tell you shit. So if somebody's telling you how to break, then maybe you should just smoke them. You can't be concerned. You just break the way you break. And if you naturally got air flares, then you just naturally do air flares. If you don't have to feel pressure to do anything. This dance is so free. It's up to you what you want to do. And if somebody's telling you shit, then, smoke them. That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
I have no moves.
Exactly.
I'm
power for sure.
I think you have moves.
I'm pretty nasty with no
You got
moves.
3 moves.
I got like 3 moves, but I'm mad
But
nasty.
you make it look nice, though.
Right.
You extend those 3 moves.
Yeah,
they're
extend them.
They're like 30 moves.
Yeah, 30 moves within 3.
Yeah.
It's about just break to create, man. Don't worry about what is, what should be needed that you think other people are saying. Just be true to yourself, like I've been saying throughout this podcast. Break to create and do what you love and do it, true to yourself. That's what's important.
What are your thoughts on breakers who tend to take their time to top rock instead of going down to the floor immediately to break and battle?
Cutthroat styles.
Well, we talked about that an hour ago.
Yeah, we talked about that an hour ago.
Video.
Well, let's do another question. But just to say real quick on that, it's like to each his own. And, you got to remember, myself, I like to go down and just throw it down. But people that dance up top before they go down, I mean, that's kind of what you're supposed to do. It is a dance. You're supposed to dance. That's how people get down. Some people have their own ways and their own feelings.
Venom is calling me. Can I answer
Oh,
it?
Yeah,
man,
put him on speaker.
Venom.
Yo, we got Venom.
Yo, Venom, you're on speakerphone on the B-Boy News live podcast.
What's up, Venom?
What's up, Venom?
What's up, man?
Where's my photo?
Dan,
shoot?
B-Boy News!
Yo, Venom, you owe me like 20 bucks, bro.
You owe me some broccolis.
Anyways, Boy, real quick, I'm getting ready for your workshop. Would you like something to drink?
Yeah, I would like a water.
All right, cool. I'll bring you a big water, bro.
And a
You
Monster
need
Energy.
cider,
No, I'm
like
just playing.
vodka?
What's that?
Vodka inside your water?
Yeah, man, can you? Please?
Yeah, I'm hooking with some vodka, bro.
All right, man. Hey,
All right, bro.
you
I'll see
sound
you
good.
soon.
You sound ready. I like it.
All right, man. You guys take care. Peace, B-Boy News.
Yeah.
Love you,
All
Venom.
right, peace.
Shout out to Venom. Skill
Shout out to
methods.
Venom. We're going to have to put his picture in the back.
Yo, real quick, if you're in the LA area, 9:30 p.m. free workshop. Come through, free to be free. Venom's workshop series, hosted with by myself. We got DJ Irvin or Rana on the ones and twos. Y'all make sure to come out and vibe with us. If you're not there for the workshop, at least we'll have a little cipher at the end and get down. So, yeah, zoom into his
Zoom in
mo.
closer. Zoom into that mole.
9:30 p.m. tonight, LA, Movement
yes.
Lifestyle.
9:30. Take advantage of the workshop. It is tonight after this podcast. Again, for everybody that's tuning in, thank you for tuning in.
That's right.
We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the donations.
Keep donating.
Make sure, keep donating. We need it. I wish we had the donating thing, but we have a giant picture of Venom instead.
That's beautiful.
That's...
Make sure, take advantage of Moy's workshop. I'm serious because...
Go there now. Leave now.
Yeah, don't even watch this podcast.
Fuck
Go
it,
there
watch
now.
it later.
Get there on time. Stop, not B-boy time, proper time, like Moy coming here on time. And yeah, take advantage, man, because he's not going to be here like every week. I don't know when's the next time you're going to be here. You don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's just take advantage.
Who knows?
So take advantage now. You guys got like 5 minutes to call in because it's about that time.
Well, let's either call in. There's no call number because
Can
our
you get a
tech
call
guy
in number?
sucks.
We got till like 9 o'clock. Look, we got 5 minutes.
So get over here, Moy.
Put a number up just to get at least the last call.
Yeah, make it quick, guys, because I got to roll out and get ready for this workshop.
So you guys got 4 minutes.
Last question for me. Well, maybe last question, but I wanted to ask. Actually, it's kind of 2 questions, but I wanted to ask not only what's after this tour, right? Because you're doing this tour, and I think more people should be doing tours. This is what it's about to creatively show everybody what you're doing and to help everybody and teach them what and you learn at the same time and go around. Oh, getting a call. And also, what's next for Monster? Because I know you guys are competing and you're battling, but I would like to know: is there any future goals or things that in the future that you're going to be doing? We'll get back to that in a second because someone called. Yeah.
Yo, what's up, man? 909. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from San Bernardino, California.
All right, what's up? What's your question?
What do you guys think of breaking in the Youth Olympics?
Okay. For me personally, it's like just like I get this question, Youth Olympics, BC1, it's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's going to happen whether you like it or not, so you should just support it. And if you don't want to enter something like that, then don't enter it. But you should still support everything that's going on because we got to support each other. We got to do that a lot more because a lot of B-boys and B-girls don't know how to take the B-boy hat off in life. They keep their arms crossed and they kind of push everything away. It's going to happen whether you like it or not, so you should support it. If you don't want to enter something like that, then don't enter it. But support everyone. Yeah. Each other, and it's just helping everything grow, And again, like I said in this podcast, if there's something you don't like, then make your own jam or don't go to it, but support each other at least if it's not your cup of tea. Next,
you know what? I don't know what to think about it. I really don't know enough about it to have an opinion, I guess. I don't know who's behind it from what I heard. Nobody in our community is behind it, and that makes me worried. But we'll be there reporting on it every week, so stay tuned to Bboy News and subscribe.
Moy?
Yeah, I just like the opportunity that the fact that kids get an opportunity to do something that I know personally I will not ever be able to do. Like I know that because of my age and my years in the game that I will never be able to compete for a gold medal. But just the idea that kids will be able to compete for that, I think is cool, man. And at the end of the day, if it leads to something great or it doesn't, kids had a great experience. And to me, the experience is what's more valuable than anything. And I think that if it's a one-time thing, great. But if it's able to extend for a certain amount of years, why not encourage kids to do greater things, man? It's better to support these kids than to knock it and go against it just because we feel like we can't be a part of it. At the end of the day, I know right now just the information that I know because I am a judge on the Youth Olympic Committee, but you got people like Crazy Legs, Storm, Jay Skills. I mean, these names alone, man, should tell you that, if these people are supporting it, then, we're going to do our best to make sure that it's promoted right, and not everything works, but, we're trying. We're trying. And if we're going to be hated on for trying, then we're sorry. You know what I'm saying? We're sorry. We tried. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great opportunity for kids. I think more kids should take advantage of the opportunity. I don't think anybody has anything to lose. I tell all my students this. No matter what platform you're on, whether it's Youth Olympics, BC1, Silverback Open, you are the representation of hip-hop culture. You are the representation of breaking. No one can ever change that. Breaking will always be breaking, and hip-hop will always be hip-hop. As long as you go out there and rep to the fullest, that's what it represents. You know what I'm saying? And so regardless of what platform you're on, you're out there shining what's supposed to shine. And if media translates that differently, then oh well. that's been happening since the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Shine on.
All right, y'all. Thank you for the call, man. We're gonna get Casper's questions answered because we can't answer any more questions, but we really appreciate everybody asking
We
them.
appreciate you. We love you. But Moy has to get going for his workshop tonight at 9:30. I know you.
9:30 p.m.
I
Movement
have
Lifestyle.
bad memory at Movement Lifestyle in North Hollywood. So if you're in Los Angeles, make sure you take advantage of that workshop. Yeah, my question was, what's after your tour, and what's after? I mean, not after, but what's going? Do you have any future goals within Monster other than competing?
Yeah, so right after this tour, I go home for about 4 days, and then I'm gonna go do some shows for Monster in Phoenix for about 4 days, and then go do a workshop in New York for a day, and then I'm gonna go to Hong Kong for a week. So
Dope.
steady on the b-boy grind, whether it's teaching, judging, or competing. So that's always a given. But with Monster, man, like honestly, it's such a great opportunity for b-boys. A lot of people out there hating on it, but you know what? They're extending great opportunities for people to live off what they love. You know, and the good thing about it is that like I'm one of the guys behind it. You know what I mean? And so I know what us b-boys need. So it's not like Monster's trying to come in and take control of that. They're allowing us to live off of what we love
fully
to do.
involved.
All they want is for us to show up to events and represent and just rock the brand, because you know what? You're getting paid to do it. There's nothing hard. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, at the end of the day, I see everybody rocking Adidas, Nike, Puma. That's corporate.
They're not getting paid for it.
They're not getting paid for it either. So why not be paid for it? Like it is what it is. And so I'm hoping in the next few years we're able to extend more contracts, more opportunities for b-boys that want to grow with the company and represent and be loyal to it. You know, I think Monster is such a dope brand that you really have to experience what their culture is as a company and what they represent. But being around it for about 5 years now, man, I can't say anything bad about it. And I'm not just sitting here saying it because they pay me to do it, because I've thought about, and I'll say this bluntly, you know, but I've thought about like saying, hey, man, is this the right thing for me? Not because I don't believe in what Monster's doing, because Monster has supported me 110%, but it's because I have a family and I have kids. And sometimes being away so much from them, I start to think, is it truly worth it? You know, but at the end of the day, it is, because these people are allowing me to live my dream.
Yeah.
They're allowing me to help me pay my bills.
Yeah.
They keep my family home. You know, so you know, there's a lot of great things in store for Monster, and I think that in the near future we look to bring more b-boys and hopefully some b-girls on board, man. Something that no one has ever done. You know,
Beautiful thing, man. Hey, shit, if Monster is motivating you and helping you to keep breaking, and I can watch that shit, then I'm all
awesome.
about it.
Big ups.
there you
Big
go.
ups.
That's what's up.
Smurf, any questions before we get going?
Nah, man, you know what? I'm just honored to have you here with us, man.
Thank you.
Like, I appreciate all the information you just blew up at us, so I love it, man.
Really appreciate you being on the podcast. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Again, if you missed the beginning of this live podcast, you can go to B-Boy News on YouTube, subscribe, share, and like so we can keep bringing you content.
Big shout out to Thesis.
Shout out to my boy Thesis.
Shout out to Thesis.
Thesis.
It's
Much
all
love to
love,
Thesis.
man. It's all
And
love.
yeah, any donations are welcome. Thank you so much, Moy. We
Yeah,
really
no doubt.
appreciate it. We really respect you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we do.
Much love. Thank you to
Yo,
everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much.
Yeah, real quick, I just want to shout these guys out, man, because it's not easy to sacrifice time away from whatever they got going on, but to create something special, something fun, something unique for the community, to keep you guys informed. I mean, these dudes right here do it the right way, and it's very raw. It's very direct. These guys don't hide nothing, man. Support what these guys are doing. That's why I keep shouting out them donation links. Put them back up on the screen, because these dudes need it, man. This is what we do. We're hustlers. We're grinders in our own world, in our own community. And in order to keep these things going, we need more support, man.
True.
We need more support. So, yo, thank you guys for having me on the show.
We just want a platform for the OGs, people that inspire us to have a voice, and that's what we're trying to create. We're trying to create and give information out because we're learning as well. Just having you here is like a lesson for us.
It's a blessing. Thank you so
guys.
much.
No doubt.
Thank you, guys. B-Boy News. Tune in every Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll have our other, just the B-Boy News up. So check that out. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like for more content every Wednesday.
We love
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no doubt, man.